Howdy folks, it's Charles here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. We are a third of the way done from the Frontier Airlines 1950 route from Denver to Salt Lake City. I assume you saw the previous video, so I'm not going to do another introduction more than this. So let's continue legs 3, 4, and 5 in this video.
In 1950, Denver-based Frontier Airlines flew passengers through the heart of the Rocky Mountains in DC-3S. In these flights, you'll recreate one of Frontier's first and most challenging routes. From Denver to Salt Lake City via Monarch Pass.
Alrighty, looks like we need to restart engines again. Where's that turn off thing? There it is. Yep, for some reason, something on my yoke or my settings is turning off engines, so it starts cold and dark. Why are we on this runway? Why aren't we on the nice runway? I mean, I guess we could use, yeah, we're going to use this runway, but that's a bummer. Okay, whatever, let's look around super fast since we can. It's incredibly gorgeous. Hopefully you enjoyed the first video of this mission. Oh my, look how beautiful this is. Wow. We're going to head that way into the mountains. We have not needed our HUD yet at all. We've been doing it without it, so that's been pretty cool. But if you need to, there's our cheat there with GPS. Says we need to turn around actually. We will start the engines in a moment. Right now we're facing whatever direction that is. Can't see. About 35 degrees, so we're facing this way. We got to turn around. Then we need to head to UC. So we're just going to go along, look at some airports, and bam, right there, just before Reservoir. So that's going to be a little trick here. We got to get some altitude through here. I did say in the original reading we did that they couldn't get over the mountains, so they had to stay in the valleys, which I guess that's kind of what they're having us do here. So we have to cross there, though. So this is going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see what the navlog has to say, and then we'll start this thing up. Kansas City, take off from Fremont County Airport, fly west, follow Interstate 50 and the railroad track. Start climbing to 12,500 feet to make it over the pass, but stay as low as practical since the aircraft is unpressurized. Fly over Kansas City. Numerous roads branch off Interstate 50, so just follow the river and railroad tracks which parallel the highway. Alrighty, we'll do that for 2 whole minutes, and then Tizak Airport, we'll see that one. Okay, Alexander Airport, north of the highway. Continue following railroad tracks. So again, we're just going to follow train tracks, look for airports to keep track of where we are. Monarch Pass, 11,000 feet, but we'll be at 12.5. Railroad tracks end east of the pass. Alright, follow the highway through the pass, descend slowly as terrain permits. And then we're going to look for Gunnison-Crested, Butte Regional. Land at Uniform Charlie. 2 runways. Elevation 7,600. The VOR is located 7 miles southwest. Okay, so we'll tune in the VOR and then we'll point at it, which you learned how to do in the last video. And then when we point at it and cross it, we will know we're 7 nautical miles southwest. But that's beyond it, though. So maybe we don't want it. Well, we'll use it as a reference point, but we are coming from the east. So we want to land before we get to it. Whatever, we get the idea. We'll still tune it in. So basically runways, look for airports and follow the train tracks. That's all we're going to do for 28 minutes or so. Let's get this airplane started up and tune in the VOR. We'll be on our way. Let's see if I can do it without my checklist, because it's actually half started. Because it's supposed to be running. It just, something turns it off. So we go over here. And we open these, right? Whoop, come here now. All the way to open. Come on. I'm doing this on my checklist. I know. I always use a checklist, but we're going to do without it. And then we turn on the booster pump. And then we turn on the primer. And then I get confused about how the mesh thing works. Because sometimes it's down, sometimes it's not. I don't hear anything starting up. Do you? Oh, it is starting up. Okay. Not going to complain. And then we do the left side, and I don't know if we do the mesh again or not. We're going to start like this, see if it works. No, so we do the mesh too, I think. We do the mesh, And then we do the starter. It's already up. And it's starting. That's easy. Again, it's half started. And parking brake is on now. Flaps, what do we got for flaps? They are up. I don't think you're supposed to use flaps to take off in this, but we're going to. Because I don't trust this runway. And see, if you tap it, it goes little by little. If you push it a little more than a tap, then it goes all the way. Whatever. I'm just tapping it to bring it back a little bit. Okay, so we read about what we're doing. This is follow the train tracks. So get to the airport. If we get lost, we'll just use our thingamabobber here. Our GPS. I did want to tune in that VOR though, just so we have it. And what was it? 114.9er. So we go. Whoops. We go that. Yeah. Right. 114.9er. Hit it to flip it over. I like to do both of them just because I don't really know which is which. There we go. And then if we look down here, this will point at it. Very simple. Okay, that's it. Not much else to say. If you want a more detailed stumbling through everything, then go watch the previous video where I struggled for quite a bit. But now we learned what we're doing. And here we go. Upsy daisy. It should lift off about 62 knots. Nose wheel come up about 45 or 50. And we should be good. Plenty of runway. Hopefully my personal volume isn't leading. There it is, 45. It popped up. Isn't bleeding into the microphone, and there's 60 something, and it should pop up on its own with a little bit of help. There we go. Brakes to stop the wheels. Gear coming up. And get those flaps up because that yellow tick is 112 knots. You cannot have landing flaps down at that. Get a little bit of altitude here, and then we'll start turning left towards what was the heading? 271 to climb out of here. There's 330, so 271 will be 27. I'm talking about right here, but I can barely see with my 44-year-old eyes, but I can see it. And climb to 12,500, which should not be difficult. We were at 14,000 in the previous leg, or first leg, without any issue. I went a little too far there. There's the highway right under the nose. So we follow the highway, then we see the train tracks, and we follow the train tracks. Hopefully we don't have an issue with the servers, that we lose the Bing scenery. I actually had to go in and turn it off and turn it back on because we had lost contact with the servers. So it's very difficult to fly when you only see mesh. There's the mountain, that's 11,300 I think it said. Otherwise, pretty simple. I don't think I need to talk as much in this video. I did a lot of talking in the previous video. Let's nose or trim up because this is really hurting my my hand to hold on to the yoke so much. Little by little, I'm looking out the window and look at my climb here to make sure we're not descending. There you go. We'll leave it like that. Okie dokie, there's the highway. I don't see the train tracks yet, but we'll find them soon. Let's look here and double check. And yep, we're pretty much right on with our thing here. We'll turn on Fall Highway in a minute. 7,400 feet for 12,500 feet. Everything else is good. Let's turn on de-ice just in case we get into the clouds and the ice is up on us. Otherwise, there's a road going that way. There's the river. So river, road, train tracks. That's what it says to follow. And we're still climbing. Very good. Can I let go of my yoke yet? Just trim this thing back. I have to use the trim wheel. If you use trim on my yoke, it doesn't do any good. So we'll just slowly trim back to keep our climb here. Trim for the ideal speed, which I don't know what the ideal speed is. Anywho, I think we're going to clear the mountains. We've got about half an hour to go. It's just looking for airports as a reference point and then following the highway, train track, and river, which I see right here. So that's all it is. Very simple. So I don't have anything else to say. If you like hearing my voice, I'm sorry you're not going to hear for a while. If you don't want to hear my voice, you are in luck. I'm going to try to set up sightseeing for you, hopefully more than the previous video, or video, first leg. Am I saying video? No, it's video. It's video. I'm so confused. Video. I'm going to try to do more sightseeing for you. Keep climbing, buddy. Keep climbing. I don't care if you have to get a lot slower. You got to climb. Alright, I want to make sure the airplane stays alive and healthy and set up some screenshots for you, or sightseeing for you, and I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, we made it over the mountain range, and somewhere out here is our airport. Let's point at the VOR for just a moment here. Let's pull up the VFR, or VOR. Let's pull up the VFR map and see where that VOR is. Is that the VOR there? Yes. So if we point at it, we're going to be south of the airport. So we don't really want to point at it. And the airport is before this reservoir. So Okie dokie. Oh, and there's some like water things there. Okay. Shouldn't be too bad to find. Of course, if we get stuck, we can always use this thing, but I try not to. Well, following the train tracks and the river and the road is pretty obvious. We'll follow the road out here now towards the airport, wherever that might be. Looking for a beacon out there. We want to start coming down. We actually got up to 15.5 for altitude to barely get over this mountain, so I don't think 12.5 would have been enough, like the navlog said. We needed way more than 12.5. Whoever said that in here. Yeah. It was way more than that. So anyway, we'll start coming down now, slowly but surely. I'll just trim it down a little bit so we can keep our speed up. Otherwise, pretty straightforward. Looking for an airport, just like we have been in the previous legs of this video. Airport elevation is 7662. So we have to come down quite a ways yet, 7,000 feet or so, because 7 plus 7 is 14, and we're at 14.7, so. I thought I saw a beacon out there a second ago, but then I lost it, so maybe I didn't. But it looks like this might be a plateau landing, next to a bump. See, I was thinking this is the bump, and I thought I saw a beacon here. And that would be the bump. But I'm not sure. Maybe it's that bump, and there's a beacon. I don't know. We'll find it. We always do, but I haven't seen it yet. Alright, we picked up the river now. So here's the river, and then we got some water. If you look at the VFR map, we picked up the river, and then there's these two water bumps. See, bump, bump. Those are those bumps. And then it curves around, and the airport is right behind this hill. So this hill here is this hill here. Water, boom. So the airport is right there behind the hill. We can't see it. So let's make a way over to the right a little bit here. Oh, I think that's it right there. I think there it is. Yep, the lights are right there. Okay, cool. So let's bring, I know the gear's up. Let's bring this back. Let's trim back because holy cow, I'm fighting the yoke quite a bit. There we go. Oops, keep descending though, because we have to come down in a hurry. Okay, gear can come down, that's fine. Get comfortable in our chair. Turn down my volume because it's really loud. And get ready to land. Hopefully we can fly this straight in without having to go around. Let's get a little bit of flaps down here, but not full landing flaps because we're too fast. And final look around out here like this because we can. Absolutely beautiful. And if you noticed in a previous sightseeing shot, when I was looking out, looking out the right window over there, an airplane flew underneath us. That's really cool. Got just a glimpse of it. Alrighty, let's see. A little bit more flap here. It's situated in our seat in the plane and in real life. We're just gonna follow the train and add flaps as we go. Throttles are back because we're descending steeply yet realistically. Flaps every now and then. And pretty straightforward. Hopefully we can land again nicely. Aim for about 80 knots. Touch down a little slower than that. And just don't let the nose wheels or don't let the prop strike as we stop. Look at this train. We're right next to the train. You know how much I love being next to the train. Oh, beautiful. Just beautiful. And adding flaps little by little. Keep an eye on that speed though. We're getting down to about 94 knots. I've decided that I want to stay around 80 knots for final touchdown, about 70 or so. 60, I don't know, 65 to 80, I don't know, whatever. With full flap. And then just roll it out. Looking good from the outside, but we really should be inside so that we don't crash. Full flap now. Yep. And just going to avoid the train. Careful of our speed. It says, okay, we finally got one red on the Pappy. But it says we're too high, but with that big old hill under us, we got to keep going here. Nose down to get her 80 knots. Use throttle to control our descent rate. We're still high according to the Pappy. I don't want to believe it. Now we're 2 and 2, so let's keep about a 500 foot per minute descent. We'll use the throttles for that. We'll nose down to keep our speed throttle so we don't go steeper than 500 feet per minute. They worked together. And not much of a crosswind, finally. That's good. And over the highway, don't get distracted by anything as we look out the window. Alrighty, here we go. I think we can do it. We have a longer runway now, so you don't have to slam down right on the threshold. We can aim for the touchdown zone. And we're probably getting a little slow. That's 70 knots. And come on. The imagery is getting worse, I've noticed, as we progressed in this mission. It started really awesome in Denver. Now it's getting like washed out watercolor paintings here, but that's okay. We're getting really slow. Nose down. Let's get back up to 80 knots. And stay on glide slope, or back onto glide slope because we're too high. That's okay. Alright, here we go. We did it twice. Can we do it again? And coming down. Aim for those numbers. And level off in a second here. Gently level off. Let ground effects soften us a little bit here. Nice and gentle. We do have a crosswind. Oh boy, that's okay. Gentler, gentler, gentle, I said. That's okay, we did not bounce. And brakes, flaps coming in. Brakes, brakes, brakes. Don't ground loop, don't ground loop. I'm fighting the ground loop. There we go. Yoke all the way back. And let go of the brakes. A little more brake. There's our save icon. Gentle on the brakes. Yoke all the way back. Flaps up. Come on. Don't prop strike though. Or no strike in this case. Come on. Stop. Oh man, that freaks me out every single time. But we did it. Okay, 2 more legs in this video, so let's go on to the next one. Alright, leg 4 this would be right. I think that's what we're doing. We're in the middle of the runway. I don't think we need to back taxi. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Okie dokie. Let's get some flaps in, I guess, though. Just let the flaps go. Whatever. Repaired and refueled on its own, it said. Let's see what we're doing. And oh, a quick one. 15 minutes. Take off from Gunnison County Airport and fly west. Follow Interstate 50. Okay, so we're going to follow the highway again. And then we're going to fly over flying M Ranch Airport. Okay. Probably along the highway still, because it is north of the highway. Montrose. The Montrose VOR is located at the airport. Land at Montrose Regional Airport. Well, that's cool. So let's tune in our 117.1. 117. No. Come on. There we go. 117, please. 117.1. Thank you. We don't really need to do both. I just like to do both. See? There we go. Probably that one, I think, but let's tune them both in anyway. Because I like to. 117.1. This really brings me back to the 727 days when we would fly slant alpha. Oh my gosh, I love flying slant alpha. We can probably do it in this aircraft, right? We can do it in any aircraft, really, but it's more fun like this. All right, 117.1. Bam! Both our needles are pointing there, so that's where the airport is. So we're just going to fly towards the needles and land. It doesn't say our elevation for the airport, but we can find that out if we come down here and we click on it, which is, what is it again? Tango Juliet. So we're going to go this way over the reservoir, and somewhere over here is Tango Juliet. The VOR is at the airport as advertised. Like it says to do that, then go there, but we're not really going to do it that way. We're going to come south and land probably north, right? 5,700 feet for the elevation. Wind right now is 160 degrees from 166 knots. So we actually want to land on runway 17, right? We want to go to the north and land facing south. And then we'll get a slight crosswind from the left. Well, yeah. That's what we'll do. I think that's the plan. We'll see. Otherwise, here's a runway facing 31. Those won't do any good. 13. That won't do any good either. No, we'll use 17 if we can. And 5,700 feet. Okie dokie. See how easy that is. Takes longer to explain than it is to do it. Alright, that's all I have to say. Parking brake is off, and let's hold the brakes and spool these things up, because we don't have a full runway in front of us. And here we go. And what heading do we want to leave at? 249 degrees, which is basically what we're at now. We're like 242. It's a little bit to the right, but barely. Airspeed is alive. The nose should come down in a second. Your tail should come up. There we go. And it's already taking off at 61 knots. Brakes. The trim is all screwed up. Okay, hang on. Brakes coming up. Or brakes to stop the wheels. Gear coming up. Flaps are going to start coming up now. There we go. That's better. Oh dear. Let's get this trim nose down here. Thank you. There we go, that's better. Holy moly. And that's at 249 degrees, which is to the right. Slow going here. Okay, I guess the flaps just went all the way up. Fine, whatever. Think here, get some speed, get some climb going, please. There we go. 249, up to 270, whatever. There's the highway you're supposed to follow. So let's go back to the left. Get some speed, gear up, flaps up. Yep. Okay, so not much to talk about. We're just going to follow the highway for a little bit and follow the big old reservoir that's coming up. And aim at the VOR because that is the airport. And land. So 15 minutes is said. Everything is taking me exactly double. So let's say half an hour for me. Only a minute or two for you via sightseeing. And I'll see you when it's time to approach. Couldn't be more straightforward, right? Alright, so somewhere out there's the airport. We are pointing at it using the VOR. We need to start descending because we are at 14,600 feet and the airport is at 5,700, I think I said. I don't remember, something like that. So we need to come down quite a bit, not that steeply though. I don't want to increase speed, so I'm not going to trim down. It would just pick up speed. So we're just going to bring back throttles like you're supposed to, right? Bring back throttles to descend. Ooh, we're getting pretty hot there. At the speed, 200 miles per hour. Oof, bring back more throttles. Come on. And now we'll trim up, actually. Because what's happening, bringing back throttles is making us go down, point down, which is gaining speed. Interesting. Anywho, there is an airport out there. It's not right there, is it? I don't think so. I'm looking for beacons, don't see one. We'll point at the VOR. When the VOR gets more sensitive, we'll know we passed it. So hopefully we see it by then. We will need a set up for an approach though. What does our reference image look like? Oh, let's slow down. I want to descend, but I want to slow down, so we'll nose up a little, or trim back a little bit. And decrease throttle so we descend more while slowing down. A little bit to the left it says, getting sensitive. Maybe this is it in here already. What does our reference image look like? Well, it's surrounded by green. That could be right there. Right? Perhaps. Not sure. Whatever it is, we're going to have to do a flyby and reset using the traffic pattern because I don't know where it is and we're way too high. We're at 10,600 feet? Really? 11,600 feet. 11,600 feet, yeah. Yeah, this is it here, I think. I think that's it there. And wind is coming from this direction. Pointer going that way, so we want to set up for left traffic entry. Let's do that. Oh, I see there. The two runways are not even intersecting. Let's use that runway, I think. Right? Yeah, that one and that one. Let's use this one. Okay. Well, we know what we're doing now. And we're stumbling through it together, which is totally okay. Let's get a little bit closer. And then we'll turn on to downwind. And then we'll get gear, flaps, all that stuff. I'm just keeping it at altitude at 10,300. Look around one more time at everything. There's this city under a cloud shadow. Whoa, it's windy. I'm just looking back over the ridge where we came. There's the highway we followed. That was pretty fun. Not too complicated. We do not need to descend at 2,000 feet per minute anymore. Just beautiful. Alrighty, there's a runway. Let's run parallel to it. So, what did it say it was? 26 or something? I can't remember. Can't remember. That's okay. 9,000 feet and on a very wide downwind leg, which is okay. It's hard to believe that's 5,700. That means it's about 4,000 feet below us yet? I guess that, yeah, if you look how big this hill is right here, I guess it could be. This runway is longer, but I want to use that one for the wind. Unless the wind changed, then we want to use a different runway. Let's see what the wind says. Come on, render in. Wind says 4 knots from 130. So we want to use runway 13. That's pretty darn close. So runway 13, yeah, that's what we're aiming for. Has to be. This would be 17, right? And that would be 13. Has to be. So that would be no crosswind. Right? I think. 7,500 now. Let's stop descending until we're on our final. So we'll bring in some throttles a little bit here. We'll keep trim the way it is. Because I want to keep our speed. Remember, you trim for speed. So these throttles to control our descent and to level us off, which we just did. That's 17. Yeah, that's 17, so that's 13. Yep, I know what I'm doing sometimes. Alrighty, I don't think we need much of a final for this. So a little bit of flap, a little bit of gear, and we'll turn onto base in a moment. This is so fun. I love this airplane. I've been looking forward to this mission ever since I saw them. I was just intimidated and scared of this thing because in X-Plane, I think I used a freeware, inexpensive payware version of this plane. And I just couldn't figure it out. Whoa. A lot of bouncy. But we'll get it. Alrighty, let's keep our speed close to 80 now. Let's not lose sight of the prize here. Oh boy. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. Throttles back to descend. Whoa. Ooh. More flap there. Let's just go full flap. I don't even care right now. Alrighty. So nose up to keep our speed back, but throttles back so that we don't climb. Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, the wind. That's crazy. There's a runway. Let's keep it in view. So we'll do like a 45-degree angle thing here just so I can see what I'm doing. And let's get down into the 80 knot range. That seems to be working very well. We'll touch down about 65 to 70. And then roll it out so we don't nosedive with the brakes. There we go. There's 80 knots finally. Whew. Oh. What was that all about? Got some wind here. I really want to look out the window, but it's difficult because that could totally screw up our approach. Come on. I lost it. There it is. Okay, good. Here we go. A nice short final. Yeah, long enough. And we are landing on the shorter runway, but that's because of the wind. Pappy says we're too high, but I don't believe it because look at that. Look at the power lines right below us. Don't hit the power lines right under the nose. Alright, cool. We avoided them. No trees to worry about. Oh no, there's no... Yeah, is there a Vassie? It's really terrible to see. I don't know what's going on with the scenery on this side of the mountains, but it's pretty crappy. Okay, it is a Vassie, and it says we're too low. Okay. Let's not sink. Let's not sink. There we go. What is going on? Why is this approach so bad compared to all the others? The others were great, but we're getting blown everywhere. And I just got a message on Facebook, whatever. What the heck? Why is it so difficult? This is be the easiest one because the wind is perfect for this one. What in the world? Whoa! What the heck is going on here? And I'm sorry about those Facebook messages. What the heck is this? Why we are just getting blown all over the place. Okay, steady, steady. Soften it out. Soften it out. Wow! And touchdown wherever you are. There we go. We did not bounce. Brakes. Don't ground loop. Don't ground loop. Oh, man. Flaps coming in. Careful, careful. Prevent a ground loop. I'm fighting it. There we go. Man, what the heck was that all about? This was supposed to be the easiest one. Gonna stop. Come on, stop. Easy on the brakes. There we go. Phew. Okay. That's funny. Look at that. That was intense. Sorry about the Facebook messages in the background, but whatever. That was crazy. I think we're doing one more leg in this video, right? I think so. Let's do it. Okie dokie, leg 5, I think. Let's see. We have like a ground power unit or something. No, I don't know. That might screw us up. Anyway, I think we have plenty of runway. I don't think we need to back taxi or anything. I'm mainly concerned about that thing. What happens if I give it some throttle? Oh, I know what it is. It's because I screwed up when I started this. There you go, ground power. Now it's gone. So we've been flying with that the whole time. Okay, cool. Just wasn't animated. Oopsie doopsie. Our little secret. Okay, what are we going to do? We're going to read about the next thing, which is not too far away. Sky Island Ranch Resort. Takeoff from Montrose Airport and turn to heading 310 degrees. Maintain this heading for the remainder of the flight, correcting for wind to drift as necessary. Okay. Sky Island Ranch, northwest of the course and north of a lake. Hawkins Airport, west of a city. Another airport. So we're just going to look for some airports to keep track of where we are. I'll land at Walker Airport, 3 nautical miles northeast of the city of Grand Junction. The Grand Junction VOR is located 13 nautical miles southwest of the airport. So that's not really going to do as much good if it's 13 nautical miles southwest. I guess we can tune it in just because it's fun. But we're approaching from the east, so VOR southwest we won't use it for an approach. So 12.4. 12.4. There we go. Put it in there just because we can. 12.4 because we can. And that's it. So just follow the heading of 310 until we see an airport. That is pointing at the airport, or the VOR, I guess, not the airport, because we're going to turn around. Let's just check out the whatchamacallit here super fast. Which way are we going? We're just going to go up here. To what is it? What is it? Juliet Tango, there we go. Pretty straightforward. What's the airport elevation? 4,800 feet. Wind, no wind at all. So we can land straight in 4,800 feet, waiting for 500 or 5,000. That is it. Let's get some flaps down. Even though I don't think you're supposed to take off flaps, but we are. And take off the parking brake. Spool this up as the flaps come down. And here we go. Watching the whiskey compass housing bounce around in the primitive suspension. I love it so much. It's great. And here we go. Nose should tip down any second now. There it is. And it's taking off on its own at 60 knots. Brake to stop the wheels, get these flaps coming in. The trim is all messed up. And gear coming up. Nose down to get some speed here because the flaps are coming all the way up, I guess. They decided. Fine, we'll go with it. And we'll turn around to 310 degrees in just a moment here. I think we'll turn to the left. Yeah, we have more room to the left. Alright, here we go. Positive rate. Turning around, there's the beautiful city. Nice hanging out with you for the night, but we're going to take off onto our next adventure, which is just up the road. Speed is good, climb is good, turn is good. Everything is good. Alright, let's straighten out here. What is our heading right now? Whoop, that's the wrong button. What is our heading? This button. 310. We need to go left more? Or right more? Left more. Yeah. We're at 330. So let's go like this. And then follow this valley until we see an airport. There's 310. Let's level off. Just go right down there until we see an airport. Very simple. I'm going to try to stay a little bit lower than we were before. We're at 7,400 feet already. That's pretty low, but I don't want to stay too high either because it's kind of fun to be lower. So we'll aim for like 9,000 or so. Then just have to come down 5,000 when we see the airport. Very simple. Enjoy the sightseeing. And I'll see you when it's time to land, just like before. Alright, somewhere out there already is our airport. I think it's right in here somewhere, because if you look at the reference image, I think it's this brown is that brown, that green is that green, and this mountain is that mountain, and that light stuff is this light stuff, I think. So I think we're looking at it opposite. Yeah, see 30, no, 31, that would be this orientation. I don't know. I think that's 31. Maybe that's 11. Anyway, I think it's over here somewhere. So we're going to follow the river, which is here, and then see how this river comes in and intersects with that river. If you look at the VFR map, this river intersects with that river. See, that river intersects with that river, and then it gets wider and it gets wider. So I think it's right along in here. So that's what we're aiming for. What is our altitude? We made it to 12,000 feet because I had to get over some train turbulence. Let's bring back throttles to descend, though, because I don't want to go any faster. If I trim down, we'll go faster, because remember, trim for speed, I just said that. Let's do throttles down to descend. Good 1,000 feet per minute or so. And then, we're pretty fast, though. We better stay out of that red. So let's actually trim up while I bring back throttles. So we'll do nose up, like that, but then bring back throttles, and that'll slow us down significantly. It should. Come on. So there we go. Now it's finally slowing down. And as soon as we see an airport, we'll land at it. It might be that right there, actually. I think that's it. So let's aim for that. If I'm wrong, then we just fly a little bit further. Yeah, I'm confident that's your airport. So let's aim for that. What was 4,800 on the altitude? What are we at now? 10,000, 1,100. 10, I don't want to. No, I want to slow down too. Good grief. Where are we at? 10,900? 9,900. Yeah, because it's under 10,000. Jeez. I think you better read that thing. But again, my eyes are getting old. I have to go like that to see it. We're slowing down a little bit. I'll nose up to slow down more. We're definitely aiming as that as our airport. Pretty straightforward. There's a highway to the left. Loads of trains. We're in a valley. I love it. And let's do a final look around. While we come in here, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, come on. Don't have to descend that much. Awesome. Alrighty, let's get back inside so I can actually fly this thing appropriately and realistically. There we go. Ah, that's better. 8,700 feet. Yeah, see, now I can read it. Anything interesting out there? Other than you can see that glaciers came through here and carved away at the train. That is definitely an airport. Is it ours? Sure hope so. Alrighty, comfortable in our chair. I silence my phone so I don't have to hear my mom friends continuing to text me. And it is time now to take some action. Our descent is great, but our speed is kind of high. In fact, let's get gear down. And let's trim back a little bit here so I don't have to hold the yoke so hard. There we go. And we'll get flaps out in a moment. And we'll land. Hopefully like the first few legs, not like that last leg. That landing was really rough for some reason. I don't understand what happened. Other than maybe we came in a little too slowly, but still. That should have been the easiest one, but it was terrible. Scenery's still white washed out. I don't understand why. It was amazing in Denver, and as we head to the west, it gets worse and worse. Not sure what's going on. It actually feels like Flight Sim 2004 scenery, unfortunately. Oh, I don't need to be that nostalgic. You don't need to go backwards in the eye candy. Starting the flaps little by little, because again, if I hold them, they go all the way down. And let's keep our speed about 100 for right now. And then we'll go down to 80 again. And try to be a little faster as we touch down this time, perhaps. Yeah, I just don't understand that scenery. It's really hideous. I don't get it. But anyway, the mountains over there look fine, but everything else is so strange. Again, it's not the Sims' fault. It's whatever, map and satellite data they have available to them at the time, and it gets better as the data gets better. But when they highlight certain missions and bush trips, you'd think it'd be their best scenery they have to offer. I don't know. Just my thoughts. That's all. Not that big of a deal. I like this town though. A deserty, mountain, plateauy valley town. 5,000 feet in the air. I'm watching the intersection down there with all the cars. Okay, let's get more flaps going here. In fact, let's just go full flap, I guess. Careful of that speed. And come on in. 6,000 feet. Airport is at 4,800. So we have 1,200 to go. No crosswind or anything. Should just be run-of-the-mill landing, I hope. It doesn't look too bad when we're closer, though. The scenery usually looks better the farther away you are, but in this case it looks better closer. Okay, come on, Turtle, pay attention to what you're doing here. Shouldn't be difficult, but I'm making it difficult. Let's get down to 80 knots now. And now we have some wind and turbulence. We're about 600 feet above ground level. Holy cow, it's getting windy again. Ooh, what's going on? This happened at the last approach too. This one and the previous one should have been the easiest one so far because of the wind, or no wind in this case. But they've both been giving me problems. I'm still approaching at 80 knots like I've done in all the previous legs, so that's the same. I don't know, whatever. Let's just enjoy it because this is very enjoyable. It's been one of my favorite missions so far. Alright, let's not lose speed quite yet. The VASI says we're high, but that's fine. I'm going to aim just sort of the numbers here. Start slowing it down, bring back throttles. So we can touch down about 65 or so maybe. So here we go. Let's come on down. And we'll round out in a moment. There we go. Aiming to sort of the numbers as planned. Start rounding out ever so gently. There we go. Let ground effects help us out. There they are, and touchdown any second. Why am I out to the right, though? It's acting like there's a crosswind from the left. Ugh. Left main down, and then right main down. There we go. Good crosswind landing. That guy has gotten her way. And brake slow gall. Oh boy. Flaps coming in. Oh, hold it. Don't. Ground loop. Hold it. Hold it. It looks to you like I'm doing a perfectly straight rollout, but it's taking a lot of work to get that. Yikes, don't hit the nose. Don't hit the nose. Come on. There we go. And stop, please. Ooh, that's so scary every time. Okie dokie. Oh, big stretch. Alright, I think we got 2 legs left. That'll be the next video, so like and subscribe so you know the video drops. I'll see you then.